Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hi.
Yes! Yes!
Hi guys.
Looks like Moses was just doing coke or something. I'm not kidding. Like,
He comes up and
just kind of came up and he was like,
and we're back! And he's just, he did it already. I'm so red. I look like a giant cherry.
What happened to your face, bro? Too much coke?
Ugh! Ugh! My face is so hot and red. Jesus. All right, so this week we're talking about couch co-op games, I think, right? Is that what we're doing? We actually have a list this time, so we don't have to try and guess what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we only wrote the first 3 down, but, you know.
Oh, God. Who do we have? Yes, we have his games. The
Kind of
rest of us
trailed
are just
off after the first round.
totally
but,
out of
whatever.
the... We have no idea what we're doing on this show at all. But a lot of us... Actually, I read this article, what was it, a couple of days ago. That was just a thing somebody shared on Facebook. A guy who created this couples rig. You guys see that? I think we talked
Couples
about
rig?
it.
couples rig?
Couples rig. It's not like a two-way dildo. It was like for video games. Like you could
Like a
see
swing kind of thing?
I like where your head's at, but no, it's so a lot. There's not a lot of good couch co-op games anymore today, right? I mean, they come out, but they're not as big as they used to be in the heyday because everything had to be couch co-op. Now they're like, oh, go buy 2 systems, 2 games, and fuck yourself. So he actually created this system where there was 2 side-by-side screens, 2 side-by-side Xboxes, and they could sit on the couch and play with each other on the Xboxes, which is like super cool. But not everybody has the money to do that.
We had a setup like that at my first apartment, actually. We had 3 TVs in the living room, and 2 of the TVs were gaming TVs. The other one was for regular TV. And there was one time when my roommate came home, and me and my buddy were both playing Symphony of the Night on separate TVs.
But you weren't playing together.
We were playing together. Well, I mean, we were in the same room together.
That's like the
on
Dutch
same
rudder
couch,
of video
but
games.
It wasn't
like
a
you're not
multiplayer
really
game,
jerking each
so.
other off, but like one person's got
Right.
the other person's arm and you're just moving it around. You know what a Dutch rudder is, right?
Well, sometimes we would just play on one TV, and I would
Okay.
take like the right side of the controller, and him, and he would take the right side of the controller.
Oh god,
and
that's
me.
complex.
Yeah.
What happened to the insides of the interior parts? Like, was there a third person to do like the left sides, or you just kind of made it work?
No, dude, you just like I got the one side of the controller, I got the jump and the attack, and he's got the moving.
I got it. They actually make one-handed controllers. Did you know that?
No,
Like, until you go to Japan, they make the controllers where the controller's about the size of a nunchuck for a Wii, and it has all the buttons on it.
I
And you
had
can
to do it the old-fashioned way, like learning how to type with one hand.
I think they came out with it right around the exact same time that they started bringing out those volleyball games.
Talking about Dead or Alive volleyball?
For Dead or Alive, then they started having those one-handed controllers.
Seems about right.
Seems like it was. No, actually, I think it was. I had one when I was a
Supply
kid.
and demand, folks.
When I was a kid, I bought one because I used to play a lot of. I still do play a lot of single-player like MMO kind of role-playing games, and it doesn't require a lot of anything. So it was just like move around, and yes, I want to cast fire on that, so it was useful, but also jerking off. So anyway, not everybody has the money to put together a rig like that, right? So I figured, why don't we talk about some of the things you can do that you only pay one game or buy one game, and you can play it with your significant others or loved ones or jerk off friends, and yeah. So
Jerk off friends.
yeah, that's what we are.
You don't remember?
Every time you wake up with that butt hurt and you think it's your girl, it's actually Moses.
I'm having trouble
No,
remembering
his butt
lately.
doesn't hurt after I'm done.
Oh, are you slick?
No,
I
just
don't remember
small.
things like I used to. I've been getting too old and dirty.
Oh, dirty every night with the gays.
I remember back in the
Wear
day.
rubber, ladies.
Jesus. How many little mics are there out there that we don't know about? I really like 8-bit games, Mom. You got that from your dad. Every person we meet now that the kid just grows up and he doesn't like Call of Duty, instead he likes 8-bits, I'm going to be like, maybe.
That's a good line to be dropping. You like 8 bits? I'll
give you. They called me the bite. All right, so first game I was going to talk about is we'll just do Diablo. I mentioned this because Diablo 4 came out probably about like almost a year ago. No, maybe it wasn't that long. It was like 8 months.
4 or 3.
3. Diablo 3. Did I say Diablo 4?
Yeah, you said
I meant PS4 Diablo 3. Now, this is one of those games, almost kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5, where the same games come out like 16 different times. They had it for PC and then PS3 and then PS4.
Like Gauntlet, kind of.
Yeah, but without changing anything. I guess they added the expansion or something like that. But there's been some genuine improvements when I tried playing the PS3 version of Diablo 3, which didn't work as well, we originally saw it at E3. Mike's never actually played, so we're going to make him play some Diablo because he had a sad childhood. And
I've never played Diablo either, so
you know how long ago it was since, you know how long ago it was since I was a kid? I'm so old and dirty. I wonder how many times I can say that today. You know what? You know what they used to call Diablo when I was a kid?
What?
The devil.
Oh, Lucifer? Lucifer. I played Lucifer 3 on my PS4 with my friends. We did some real old school exorcising. I knew that I could play both a man and a woman, and did you know that you can look good in a monk outfit as a girl? I did not know that.
Is that your gay southern?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. I have no idea, but now I just want to do a whole show like this. Let's talk some more about this. I have no idea what it is.
You're wrong for that.
You don't look anything like the part, sir. Maybe dress yourself better. So Diablo 4 had a lot of improvements. I don't know, do you want to roll the trailer, or do you want to... we can just... So we can throw that up while we're talking about it. All the trailers that we put in here, by the way, because... we don't want to have to pay people, so they're trailers that are just provided by different companies. But the Blizzard trailer shows you, I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of the same stuff. But they did a good job of bringing some of the better graphics on. You can see from this that, I don't know if you got a chance to play the PS3 one, but the PS4 one looks super good. Unfortunately, the video we have doesn't show, some of the screen caps we have afterwards do, but the video doesn't show how the 4-player works. I tried to find that, but every time I came across a video that talked about the improvements, there was some douchebag talking about it, and I'm the only douchebag who was supposed to be talking about it today. So if you look in the lower half, that lower left-hand corner of the screen over there, then you'll see that that's kind of how they have the screen set up in terms of a UI. So you've got your magic and your health, and then it's special buttons for everything set up. But if you were to take that and paste it in the upper left, upper right, lower right, that's where it is. Now before, it used to be that there was a problem where you had to deal with your inventory, so they got rid of the inventory instead of having to fit specific, like Tetris-like items into a specific space. Now you just have a certain number of item slots, they got rid of that. And they have this, as you'll see on the lower left-hand corner, again, is the little green up thing. So what that means is that you've just received an item that you've picked up, and the item, if you were to equip it right now, would give you some kind of a boost in terms of it having higher armor or higher attack or something.
Green arrow up means better, red
Yes.
arrow down means worse.
Yes, green arrow up good, red arrow down bad. And then there's like a single button, and whatever the last thing you picked up, if you want to equip it, you equip it, and you keep going. Because unfortunately, one of the problems with things like this is you can get super lost in the menus. Did you ever play Gauntlet Dark Legacy? Either one of you guys? So there was always like 10 minutes of you sitting there like, oh my god, just finish picking your goddamn skills. I want to kill some things. So they did what they can to try and get rid of that. Some of it's still there. When you go into town, there's a lot of, fuck, he's still buying items. But at least when you're out there moving around, they minimize that. You can see some of the 4-player movement here, like I said. So it's just mirrored in the upper left, lower right, and stuff cornered. I think you can actually change the size of the UI too, so it doesn't have to take up quite so much of it. But yeah, I mean, it's super fun. 4 players in the same screen. This is a comparison between, you can't see it because it's over here, but this is actually the PC on the right and the PS4 on the left. So that shows you that, I mean, honestly, it's pretty good. I mean, the game itself is almost an amped up version of Warcraft 3, in my opinion, or World of Warcraft, but in terms of graphics engine, I know, they tried very hard, but that's kind of what came out of it. But it looks very similar. A lot of the shadowing is there. You don't see a whole lot of differences. A lot of the DPI that was put into some of the map layering and things are very similar. The lighting effects are still mostly there. The PS3 one was not quite as good, but the graphics still are super good for that. So definitely easy to get. Pick it up. It's like $59.99. This shows you some of how the items are equipped. So you have like a wheel basically, and you can use your analog stick to say, hey, I want to equip something this slot, and you do it. But this is where it starts to get like, all right, it's taken a while. Because each person can only use this particular menu once or twice, so that's where it gets a little slow and bogged down. Sexy, two-handed rogue assassins.
I'm not gonna play it. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Mike's like, fuck this.
It's too late for me.
He'll play it. We've already played 2 or 3 of his games. He'll have to.
I'll give up.
I'll put some boobs on.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, isn't that how it works? What if we get Trish to play naked?
All right.
Okay, there we go. See, it's so easy.
Okay.
It was so easy. So, this is just another, it shows the shadowing and stuff. It's a good picture, cool equipment, stuff like that. So
That looks kind of like the girl I interviewed at GlitchCon.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like with that exact outfit, or was it a
Pretty
similar
much.
outfit?
It was, well, the helmet was different, but other than that, she had a crossbow like that. And
Two of them or one?
just one.
There's a lot of hot chicks with crossbows out there. It's hard to tell. Did she tell you what she was, or was she just not memorable enough?
She did tell us what she was, but I'm not sure it was exactly from Diablo.
I was just noticing, there's like a heroin junkie in the background.
Hey,
Yeah, dude,
you got any
you can still see
change?
the elastic around his arm.
Anybody got any change?
Dude, I'm so fucking high right now.
I'm so pumped up. I think the world ended, but I don't even know. My shit's all fucking
If you guys need me after the show, I'll be hanging out with that guy.
Right. Fuck this. I'm gonna figure out that dude's taking over there. So that's mine. I'll move on to somebody else. You want to jump in and
Yeah, let's go ahead and do Nidhogg real fast.
Nidhogg.
Nidhogg's awesome. It doesn't look very impressive unless, you're going for that retro thing, which I think it looks awesome in which case. But it's
Also
very blood and violence.
fast-paced,
one-on-one kind of fighting style game, but not really. The object is, you're going to be one of those guys and you're trying to kill the other one. So you play against your buddy or whatever. Once you kill him, you start running.
Gotta be a guy.
Huh? Okay, or a girl, or your dog, or your cat. Just cover all bases while we're there.
They should do DLC for this then. You can play as a
Right?
cat.
There is one point where there's a
something.
blue guy that kind of looks like a frog and he's about to jump off the thing, or maybe that was a different video I was watching. Anyway, you just basically get past the person that's in front of you. So once you kill him, you run to that side. So you see the little go pops up. As long as that's up in the corner, you're running that direction. You can jump over him, you can kill him, whatever you need to do to get past him, keep going that same direction. If he kills you, it switches. Now he's allowed to run the other way.
It's like reverse tug of war.
Right, yeah, exactly. And when you get to the end, the giant worm beats you. So it's
Very random.
very fast-paced.
This,
This will make you hate your friends.
I like this because
We'll
this
make you hate your
reminds me of Atari, and that's
It does,
old,
actually.
old and dirty.
Yeah.
It's old, old
It
and
is
dirty,
old,
just like
Ataris
Mike.
are old and dirty. They need to be wiped down, just like Mike needs to be wiped down.
Yeah, I get wiped downs now because I'm so old and dirty that I can't even wipe my own ass now. It's hard. I have to reach around myself.
Reach around. Reach around's a very particular term. So when we drop him off at the hospital after these things, he's always like, ugh, I gotta get my poop out. And they pull the device out and wipe him down. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
We'll have that next week.
I had a rectal prolapse recently. If you guys are familiar. That's
Google that, kids, but ask your parents first. Rectal prolapse.
Yeah.
So Nidhogg, yeah, I think we have a. So as you can see, on a
That's
more
rectal prolapse
stationary,
right there.
that is. There it is.
There's Mike's prolapse.
That's what that is. Actually, we live in an 8-bit world, and we come to your world just for these shows. But in between, we stab each other until he fucking shits himself. That's it. And those are the additional pieces of
So
butt
that's
skin
me.
coming
I'm the
out.
yellow guy. I just stabbed the shit out of myself.
What are you doing there?
What
What
is
is
the weird
this?
shape?
Yeah.
What is that? That's a weird.
That's like
shape.
it's a matrix dodge.
Oh, is that what that is?
Bullet time.
Are you stabbing it with your very long fingernail? Because that's like super long. That's like capoeira attacking with Nidhogg.
Well,
I like this one. I don't know why, but because the
chandelier.
chandelier is constantly moving, it made me want to be able to throw something up and have the chandelier crash.
Yeah, I kind
on
of wish you
something.
could have swing from it or something.
That
That
would
would have
be
been really
sweet.
cool, but
I get that they want to keep it simple, but after
it
playing
is super
Injustice,
simple.
I want to interact with the backgrounds
They
or
should
something.
totally,
Yeah.
They should totally do a sequel or something. Add something to the game because people still love this game.
Yeah.
People will love this game for a long time.
What surprises me is that this game
It is
doesn't
on
have-
sale on Steam this weekend also for
For how much?
$3.74.
Oh, okay.
I picked up I actually picked up a dual pack of it, so you get a copy for yourself and then a code to give one of your friends. So you can play
Oh,
with
see?
that.
Co-op, look at that. If you get it on Steam, though, you might want to play it big picture style, right? You need 2 controllers and stuff. But you can get it off the PlayStation Network and stuff, too? Or is it
Yeah,
just Steam?
it's just PlayStation and Steam. They don't have it for
The fuck,
Xbox.
Microsoft.
yeah.
The fuck. So, all right, cool. What about you, sir?
Bo, you guys want to talk about something special here? Let me tell you about this is the year 1989. Back when they made games with real art on the cover. Somebody drew that
with their own two
hands.
It's
What's
Keanu
that?
Reeves.
Was that Keanu Reeves?
Whatever happened to
that
box
dude's
art
head?
that was drawn? Huh? Nowadays it's all just like a Photoshop bullshit picture.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Do you think this was hand drawn?
I absolutely look at that. It's beautiful watercolor looking stuff. Or maybe
that's
colored
fucking
pencils.
majestic.
That
What's
colored
wrong with
pencils. That's almost like a goddamn Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Look at how flat his flat top is.
I was just gonna say, it looks like maybe this whole fight started because some motherfucker threw a shaver at his head and he was like, "Oh nah!" And now there's like a flat beer, and then that was how River City Ransom started.
This is obviously this is River City Ransom, 1989. This game blew my fucking mind.
I'm gonna stick this pipe right up your ass.
This is the best game ever made on Nintendo. I'll tell you
Ever?
right now. Ever.
I want to shout out. We did as we tried to find some of these NESguy.com. Thanks for letting us use your trailer. I didn't really ask, but we're not monetizing this anyway, so what do I care?
Yeah, there's some guy named Slick. I don't know what his deal is.
Or else, yes, Alex and Ryan, if you're in the
Gangs.
interview, you're going to be in the fight of your life.
It's pronounced
Slick.
Schlick.
I feel
this
like
game has lots of fathead people in it. That's what I really like about it is the art style and the way it plays. Look at that. Look how fucking big his head is.
Wow.
And that pompadour.
I love the way you
that
run.
pompadour is
I know. I
adorable.
want to run like this. I get like big Hulk hands and just be like,
He's got these fat stubby legs. I'm pretty sure they're all
midgets.
Oh, jeez.
Midgets with pompadours.
They're little people. Can we please? All the dwarves in this game.
They like to barf. This game is awesome. They turn into coins when they die.
And
Fantastic.
but now, did this come out before or after Double Dragon for Nintendo?
You have to look that one up.
Because one of them obviously took the art style from the other one. They have that same, because the original Double Dragon from the arcade didn't look like this, but the one that was on Nintendo has that sort of like big, bulgy, muscly.
Yeah,
like
but their
meat
legs were
packing.
longer.
Yeah, okay, I don't even remember now. One of the things I noticed about this game right off is that if you look at pictures of Tokyo, they did their best job to try and localize it, like with what you were talking about with the box art and stuff, and you get that same kind of effect with, you look at the older Mega Mans when they were like, hey, I don't know if everybody in America is going to like this, so why don't you rewrite it? And there's like a picture of Mega Man who's just like a dude in tights with a big cod piece and like a
helmet,
handgun. And you're like, what the fuck? Is this what you think?
That's
Everyone's got
not
like
the
Blade
guy
Runner.
in the game.
Yeah, so you can tell here that this is very Japanese. Like, look at the way the houses look and everything. Like, that's kind of how it takes place. But they do a good job of, I guess they went through, I was reading about this, and they went through and took all the Japanese stuff out of it and added a bunch of English stuff to make it seem, it was one of the most well-known for redoing the interior portions of the localization for a game ever up until that point, actually.
In this game, added some RPG type elements. You could buy new attacks and upgrade your character. If you eat food, you can upgrade your character's HP and different things like that. You can go to the bathhouse and get naked and then heal yourself. Let's say you go to the sauna and just show off your ass. This is the first time I ever saw man ass as a child.
It was River City Ransom. That was when you first. I don't know, but I just knew I loved this game when I saw that man ass.
Yeah.
So, I think the point of being here is it is couch co-op, right? It's multiplayer, so you can have you and your friend.
There it is, right there.
Ah, there's the man
Look at
ass.
those sweet cheeks.
Look at those cute little back dimples.
Oh my god!
It says Alex was very uptight.
Richard
and the
has
song
dimples
was
like that on his
so
back.
relaxing.
It's actually on my ass. When you keep singing, it's
Do you remember back in the day when you could just go to the sauna for $3.50? Spend some nice quality nude time with other men.
I saw movies in the 80s. There was definitely plenty of that, especially in San Francisco, which is where I know it was to take place.
Pop's Health Club.
Pop's
Yeah,
Health
go check
Club.
that out sometime.
Dick's Dance Club. Pop's Health Club. Alex was very uptight, and the sauna was so relaxing. Look at that bullshit. I'm gonna go towel myself off and then.
And Gary's over here puking
Barf.
when he's thinking about his buddy at Pop's Health Club.
Why is this like this? Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I heard this chick got kidnapped. Let's go beat some ass and then hit the sauna. Yeah. Don't worry about him. He met a girl he likes. I'm history, dude. What is that on the floor? So that thing all the way on the right is like
leaf blowers.
Is that what I was wondering? Is that what it is?
It's a tire and a stick.
Oh, it's not one thing. And this dude with this mustache has got this high kick as a boss.
See, yeah, you have like different special moves that do all kinds of shit. The characters in the game actually have them too. So
I'm not really sure what he's doing to that dude in the middle, but his face
He's kissing him, dude.
fucked
Look.
up.
He just
kiss
bent over,
my
he's like,
fist.
Oh, that's a fist. I actually thought
You thought that was a dick?
I thought that was like the left half of his face. Like he just got kicked into getting his face redone. And I was like, what is happening to this poor man? So I know that all the way on the right, and I'm not kidding. It's
This way's right.
Right there. That's a coin purse.
No, that's
It is.
brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
But when they drop them and you pick them up, though, you get money for them.
You get money for the brass knuckles.
Yeah, I was watching a video earlier. When you pick up those things that look just like this, you get money. So
I think they
maybe
were
we get
dropping
the same
coins
time.
earlier, bud.
It looked exactly the same. I don't know.
It's different.
I'll have to take your word for it.
I love this game so much. Look at that.
Well, you should stream
Kick to the
some of this.
face.
I'll tattoo that shit on my arm right now.
Crosstown High School. I'm guessing
that
that's
guy
where
with his
the.
face like that. Oh! Check out my new tat, bro.
It was like a picture of. You should get that hand drawn, motherfucker, all over your back. You can have Trish do it in the tattoo shop.
Hell yeah, definitely.
She'll be like, I want to look at this. I'm
Oh,
looking at your
man.
ass.
This game really brings it back. Well, back when I was young and dirty.
We'll have to. He was always dirty.
Because of all that man ass.
Back
Oh,
when he was
yeah.
getting wiped off with
Back
baby
when he
wipes.
first started wondering if maybe he should like men instead, but he's found that ass in that sauna. So we're gonna. So this is like what, like the rival school, Crosstown High School. Do you just
Crosstown,
go
yeah.
from place to place?
You go
and
from
beat
different.
ass,
Yeah,
or-
you go literally beat up other gangs. And different areas have different gangs, and they're all
So
wearing different
hard.
colored shirts. That's how you can tell the difference. You know, because
Just
Good
like
that it's
in
not
real life.
Skin color, that would be really inappropriate.
yeah, Crips, Bloods. What's
Yeah, you don't know gangs.
I was about to say some derogatory terms.
Crackers,
Monkeys.
honkies,
Peckerwoods.
hooligans, the hooligan
I like
gang.
that one. Ruffians.
So this is what is that? Is that what we got for this one? Okay, so cool. Anything else you want to say about this one?
About River City Ransom.
Yeah, you want to go on to the continuation there you were going to talk about?
Yeah, you got a flow,
Wanna
don't
go
you?
on? I got the next game I'd like to talk about came out in the grand year of 2010.
Bo-bo-bo.
Scott
In
Pilgrim.
the year 2000.
In honor of River City Ransom, this game was made, at least in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's very similar.
almost exactly the same thing, but
I have
River
played
City
this
Ransom
game.
Plus. And this came out.
I
in
think this came out
conjunction
shortly
with-
after the
this
movie,
came
right?
out right after the movie. It was in conjunction. It was like a package deal kind of thing. The movie came out, the
Package.
game. Yeah, check out the package.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guy who made this, Scott Pilgrim, was a big fan of River City Ransom, and then they made the game that way too. The artists really, obviously, have like a thing about it. Like the way they do it is just like River City Ransom.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking wacky, all kinds of crazy characters. Animation's super awesome. It actually has some difficulty to it. The game is actually pretty difficult. Look at that shit.
I did
These
actually
guys
play
turned
this
go-
one.
Going to
Yeah.
Kira on him.
We downloaded. I think we got through like the first 2 stages or something. I didn't end up going through the whole thing, but it's, you know, I had never even played River City Ransom, so when I was comparing it to Double Dragon, because that's just the one that I played when I grew up. But it's definitely got some difficulty to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still unlock abilities and upgrade people. To me, it runs a lot like, what was the one we played a couple weeks ago?
Fist Puncher.
Fist Puncher. It reminded me a lot of Fist Puncher, but I don't know if Fist Puncher is newer or not. But I like the art style in this particular game. Like Scott Pilgrim, they did a really good job kind of going through, so 2010, so we're bringing you the hottest news on 5-year-old games. But like 2010, not 2010, the game, you can see here, like there's a lot going on. Like they did a lot to kind of add to take that minimalistic style and really turn it into something that, for lack of a better word, is very beautiful. It's very reminiscent and shows the art from the comic, but it also really uses the most, I think, of what you can do without having like a 3D sort of a situation.
And that's exactly what I like about them doing this these like nowadays, like giving it the old style graphics, because you can, if you try to do this on an NES or Super Nintendo, it would slow down so much.
Oh yeah, there's too much going on.
Yeah, way too much going on. So you can actually make it look really cool, have so much more going on the screen, and it doesn't slow it down at all because the hardware is much better now.
I feel like that happened right around the time the PlayStation came out, and I don't know if anybody else thinks this. I think this is a throwback to Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, there is.
Oh, yeah.
There is.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
some Mario Brothers, Mario World stuff in this. And one thing to note about this is when this game first came out, it was only, you were only able to play it locally. So you had to have your friends come over to play it together.
Which I don't think is so
like
bad.
a year later or a year and a half later, they
An
finally
online
updated it and gave it an online update, which was cool. But at that point, it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Too little, too late. Kind of
yeah.
thing.
I mean, first of all, I wasn't hating anyways. If you
Yeah.
have to sit down with your friends and play a game,
I think it's best. Yeah.
yeah.
We
That's
gotta
how
get
they
away
did
from
it
that.
back in the day, people. Remember, you actually had to walk over to your friend's house. If you called them, they actually had to answer the phone. They had to pick it up. If they weren't home,
They had
the
to
phone
get
would
to the
just
phone.
ring. You couldn't just access them at any time. You couldn't see that they saw your message on Facebook.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'm like, God damn it! Now they know that I know that they said that. I have to be very careful. Like, it'll pop up on my phone, and I'm like, not gonna touch.
You can actually
that.
change the setting on your. Well, are you talking about Facebook or
Yeah.
text messages? Okay.
Well, yeah, you can change it to that. But on Facebook, if you turn off the thing where it tells you whether or not other people can see that you've seen it, it turns off their ability to do it with you. So. If you don't want other people to be, it's like a two-way street.
I want to know if they saw my messages, but I don't want to know if they saw.
And they won't do that. They're like,
no,
no, you either take it or you leave it. You don't get to one-side it. No, sir. Because everybody would do that. Everybody would just turn off everybody else. They'd be like, well, I don't want them to know when I can see it. Jesus.
I'd rather turn on.
What if I'm
everybody
trying to
else than
avoid
turn
your
off
ass?
Everybody else.
With those glasses, how could you not?
That's right.
God,
I am the law.
jeez.
When I wear these things.
Mike can see into the future, so he already knows what you said in your text before you type it out.
That's why
He already saw it. There's no notification for that.
I didn't know about these
I know,
superpowers.
yeah, sometimes I have these weird feelings. It's called being psychic.
I thought those were like coming out of the closet. When we talked about this, I didn't think it was
Those
very
are
forward
urges,
thinking.
not feelings.
The urges, compulsions, if you will. I'm not sure everybody thinks that they have as much control over that. He's saying maybe you should learn to choose. Anyway, so I love this stuff. I feel like we started really losing it around the time when the PlayStation 1 came out because everybody was like, oh, God, we better do the 3D garbage, which is funny because the first 2 or 3 years the PlayStation 1 came out, everything looked like shit.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. I love Final Fantasy VII, but other than the cutscenes, the game, I'm sorry, the background flat stuff where they still did that thing where it was like a background and then you had like a sprite moving around, the background looked good, but the sprites in the game look like dog shit, like so bad. You go back and you play Final Fantasy VI and you're like, wow, they did so much more with like little blocks of color. But it was a transition phase. Things look super awesome now. It just took like 8 years to get used to it. I get it. But I miss this stuff because you can have a lot better content with,
and more of it.
And it's not like this is easy. Somebody had to sit down and really think through how to make this. And every micro movement, you have to redraw the sprite and do it. It's not easy stuff.
A lot of these people in here, all these characters kind of look like, remind me people in my life that I've known. That red-haired ginger person looks like Eric Bias. This other fat dude looks like this guy I know named Udo. I don't know.
I kind of feel like the ginger looks like Tony.
Is that like Tony?
Yeah, if he had longer hair.
Isn't this guy right here in Clockwork Orange?
I don't even know where that guy is. Is that a rock or is that a watermelon?
It looks like a bag of trash.
It's a bag of trash.
Is it a bag of trash? Man, I don't know. I've been to
There's a weird
Canada.
glare.
There's a lot of bag of trash going on there. I don't know. There's
Well,
an
he's gonna
umbrella.
throw the bag of trash into the trash can. See, they're helping picking up the neighborhood.
There's
Is
so
that
much
what it
of-
is?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're it's community service.
Canada,
I
it's
see.
Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're going to try and do nice
Why would they
things
be
at the
fighting?
time.
They're in Canada.
No, they really. It looks like they're fighting. They actually are picking up the garbage and then talking things out.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in this particular slide. All right. All right. You want to roll on to your last one too, or should we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's to come.
The
The future. River
Yes,
City
no.
Ransom Underground.
Mike has seen it, everybody.
Look, it's that ginger.
So I'm going to read that if that's okay.
What,
Is
you
that
think
okay?
you know Japanese now?
So it says Downtown Neketsu Monogatari Underground.
You racist.
So that's like hot-blooded story downtown underground. I'm not fucking kidding. That's what it says. So
Is that guy like punching a booger or what? What is that
Oh,
happening over there?
yeah, he's totally smashing a booger into the ground.
man, that puts I Want to Smash like a completely different. That's disgusting.
I got really excited when I heard about this recently, and they kickstarted it, and it's being made right now, so it's not out.
We've
yet.
got some videos and stuff for it too up on there.
Yeah, this looks so fucking awesome. I can't wait.
Honestly.
Oh man, it's like River City Ransom. Just like
Fusion with Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, there's a breakdance fighter?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
awesome.
Everybody's got different fighting styles.
Dude, the booger guy teleports with his boogers. You see that?
Oh yeah, no, he's disgusting.
Look at that art style. It's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
yeah.
And there's pompadours.
Yep.
Treating the property that they should. Because you have to have pompadours. in this game. Why is there a Canada leaf?
Because it happens in Canada. You didn't know that? This actually happens in Canada.
This is the Canada way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited. All I know is from what I've seen, and it just looks like they added so much more shit to it.
Apparently Gary's back.
Yeah, Gary's back, barfing everywhere.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they kind of did like a Scott Pilgrim thing here, where you
Yeah.
have choosable characters
Yep.
instead of just having the two characters to choose from.
I get the feeling that whenever they kickstarted this, that it was somebody who really liked River City Ransom, and then they said they saw Scott Pilgrim, and they were like, "This is obviously like a really good way to take it to the next level." So a lot of the way that the art and the animation flows in Scott Pilgrim, they took some of that. I'm really interested to hear what some of the sound and stuff is going to be like, because even when you're listening to the video that they had on there, there's not a whole lot of it, but I'm wondering like what the background BGM music's going to be like, if they're going to get like some synthwave stuff, or it's going to be like who's going to make it. I'm interested, because one of the cool things you can do with this is that you can do throwback music, but because the games are not in any way restricted to their number of sound channels, which was a huge thing back then.
I hope they do all 8-bit Huey Lewis songs.
Yeah, add in a little bit of that Phil Collins
Beep,
too.
Yeah.
This is a studio, baby.
Studio.
Boop, 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 boop.
You wouldn't even know. It would just be like 3 tones. It's like they're playing that game with the 4 buttons on it. What is that?
Simon.
Simon. That's like the whole thing. But that's what they had to do. Like they only had like 16 tones or something that they had to make all their music with.
I bet you could play faithfully on Simon.
If you can figure out a way to make faithfully with 4 notes, then I think you should do it. I think you would take over YouTube for at least 30 minutes. People would just be like, "Look at this guy, he's amazing."
He's amazing. Look at him with that Simon thing.
Simon. All right,
People
so
make songs with 4 chords in them. Why can't I play a song with Simon?
I don't know. Nobody takes talent for anything anymore. That's why we can do this show.
Bullshit.
No?
No, I said it's bullshit.
Oh, it is bullshit. Yeah, no, I agree. Everything we do pretty much is. So my second, I don't even remember at this point. What am I fucking talking about? What was my second one? See, this is okay. Hold on, we're just gonna play it. We're just gonna play the trailer and then I'll remember. What was the other one? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Now to be fair, that's a good transition.
I forgot what we were talking about again.
What were we talking about? That's right. Yeah. So when we were trying to decide what we should come up with in the past couple of years.
This is the portion of the show where you all stare at the screen and don't say anything for a few minutes.
I just want everybody to know that as sexist as this probably seems, as much as I'm enjoying myself right now, we probably should just accept that that's how reality is. If somebody were to come up to a club dressed like this, they'd probably get in, even though she's dressed like a witch.
Mm-hmm. And probably underage.
Yeah, I mean, okay, maybe where you work. I don't know.
Her nipples have got to be showing.
Right.
You were to look at her
No,
from
they're
afar.
They're like on the bottom?
Well, that's what the thing is, that her boobs are actually so big that she can turn them down into the thing, and the nipple locks in place, and they're always hard. So then the nipple scoops up the bottom and just does this. And that's how her
so
boobs.
the shirt's like hanging off of the
Yeah,
nipples.
exactly. So she's using the hard nipples as hooks, and then when they pull up, it just pulls along with it. I think it makes perfect sense.
Girl does have great legs, though.
She
Yeah,
does.
but fuck those stupid shoes.
Elf shoes.
He's got no sense of fashion with them
That was
shoes.
well. Those elf. That's true. The heels would be nice, but I feel like that while most of the outfit makes sense from a battle perspective, the heels might be a little much. So I understand. You got to be mobile. That's the whole reason why she's. So anyway, what is this game? Right? We know what this game is. You guys maybe if you haven't seen it, maybe you saw it in the news at some point. But the game is Dragon's Crown. Now I mentioned Dragon's Crown because. It really is awesome. It's actually along the lines of some of the stuff that Mike was just talking about. It's side-scrolling, classic, Dungeons and Dragons. What did you say was Tower of Doom?
Tower of Doom and Shadow of Mastar.
So if you played those games when you were younger like we did, especially in the arcade, I played the crap out of them in the arcade. It's a total throwback to that, but it's taking Vanillaware, and if you know anything about Vanillaware is all about their crazy art style. So as you can see,
Whoa.
Oh yeah, baby! But it's not just the girls. Like they complain about that. I'm like, I don't look like that dwarf. Even if I was shorter, I wouldn't have those muscles. Everybody looks tall, beautiful,
voluptuous.
But everybody in the entire
What happened
game.
to her chest?
Well, she's just young. She's supposed to be too young. The elf doesn't have big boobs either. The elf doesn't. They look like children, so they didn't give them boobs. To be fair, they didn't draw any. Yeah, look at that. Look at Conan. Everybody looks good. Now, I don't feel bad.
Oh shit! Is that?
Yeah.
I was like instant.
I look like that guy.
The only downside to this game, if there is any, is that in order to unlock multiplayer, you do have to get to a certain point in the game. I don't know why they did it that way, but it's worth it. If you get, I think you have to get through the first like 10 or so levels on your own. Probably because they figured it would just be stupidly easy if you didn't. But if you get through the first 10 or so levels, it unlocks both online and local multiplayer. And it's worth it. It's super fun. The animation looks fantastic. The gameplay is super straightforward and easy. You just mash buttons and kill things. You can buy a couple of upgradable...
Cool.
Right?
The art style is fucking amazing, and if people were getting pissed off about this, it's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Fucking retarded to get pissed off because the game was hypersexualized. Who cares?
Lighten up.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
It was sexualized, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Like, even just getting over it, I like some of that stuff. I like boobs. Do I think that it needs to be the focus of the game? No. But I think a good point here is that it wasn't the focus of this game. Yes, there was some floppy boobs in it, but that wasn't like the whole game. If you played the game and you played it for an hour and all you got out of it was that there were floppy boobs, then you were doing yourself a disservice by not enjoying the gameplay. There was a lot of really good stuff going on. There's a lot of good customization. There's a lot of cool lore. The voiceover is super cool. You could swap between Japanese and English now because they released the patch to use a Japanese voice actor if you wanted to. And they even had kind of a...
That girl's really muscly.
She's an Amazon. And the funny thing about the Amazon...
Does that scare you, or do you get uncomfortable around with female bodybuilders?
Well, I mean, like, she almost looks like she should be like a fucking ATST, like the way she's fucking like...
But I think he did that because, and I don't remember the actual artist's name. I wish I could remember, but I'm sure he saw this coming, and so he's like, well, then I won't give every girl big boobs. I'll give literally, say, 2 or 3 girls big boobs, 1 girl or 2 girls like the elf who don't have any boobs, and then another girl who just has that ass, basically. Like, we'll have to play it sometime we stream. I'm going to try and set up a stream next week.
That ass.
But there you go. You can kind of see it right there. But when she jumps, it balloons. And that's the actual animation. It goes like... and like blows up into a balloon and it comes right back down. That's exactly what happens. And sometimes you'll just... Even with the guys, though, because they have similarly ridiculous animations, you'll be playing and you'll find yourself just like jumping or running. But it adds to it. It doesn't detract from it. I didn't play the game and think to myself, God, this gameplay is shit. Thank God there was floppy titties. Because that's not what the game is like. So I completely suggested you go pick it up and you try it. One of the coolest things, too...
There.
No. One of the coolest things about this, too, is that it's crossplay. So you can get it for Vita, and you can either play it streamed on your Vita or on your Vita remotely with your friends. So if for some reason you guys are like, oh, we were going to get together, we're going to play Dragon's Crown, and one of your friends isn't there, and he happens to be the dude who bought a Vita, that's a game I would buy for a Vita, by the way. It's back. Oh, then look at this. See, there you go. If you have a Vita, is that you can actually play with your friends who are playing on PS3 on your Vita. It doesn't have to be. It's crossplay, so you can play multiple things. So, moment of silence for that again. Honestly, play it. The jumping, when she casts fire, it's worse. Her boobs go like...
They're like back and forth.
Yeah, they do crazy shit. If we stream it next week like I want to, you'll get to see some of that because I always play the sorceress
like
just
folding in and out on top of each other.
Like a gust of wind. They basically weigh like an eighth of a pound, basically.
They're like each one of them is like twice the size of her head.
Physics says no.
That's why she became the. This is really why she became the sorceress, is because she had these huge boobs. And she was like, well, clearly...
Can't be running and jumping around with those things.
No, she couldn't be in an armor. She couldn't be in armor.
Fix her back problems.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. She was like, she's probably like 900 years old, but she was like, you know, that's what I do with my time.
Oh, man, I wonder what a 9-year-old bitch's pussy feels like.
900? You said 9. 9-year-old? You meant 900. I just want to be very...
900.
I said 900.
No, you really... We'll do that to playback later. He did it, but he didn't mean that. He didn't mean, I wonder what a 9-year-old girl's pussy feels like, despite the fact that that's what he said. So...
Alright, the cops are going to be here soon,
Yeah.
so we better wrap
Somebody's already... What is it the kids call it today, where they like call somebody on Twitch and get the cops to
Swatting?
show them? Swatting. We're about to get swatted in. Thanks, Internet. All right, so next, getting off my boobs and his 9-year-old fetishes. What was your other one?
Me, Mercenary Kings.
Mercenary Kings,
Yeah.
yes.
It's very similar to Metal Slug, if anybody's ever played Metal Slug. But it's got a couple different twists to it. It's more RPG-ish. It's got like, you hit somebody, the numbers pop up, and, you end up replaying the same levels over and over, but you kind of build on your equipment and make your guy stronger. And you can do the level differently pretty much every time you play it.
I like that they found a way to make her boobs flop even when she
even in 8-bit.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually had a chance to play this one yet, but it does. Like I said, it plays a lot like Metal Slug, and there's some other RPG aspects to it. Like one of the reviews I was watching showed a guy building his gun, and he had the magazine took Magnum rounds, it had a shotgun barrel, so it made the rounds do more damage, and then he added a sniper scope to the rifle, so it was higher accuracy. So you can pretty much build your weapons however you want. It's got an active reload system, kind of like Gears of War, and it also has the enemy or the bosses.
I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. The levels are timed.
Oh, that's obviously.
And the bosses will run away after a certain, like if it takes you too long to beat them, they'll run away, and then you have to go find them in a different part of the level. So since the mission is timed, adds this more of like sense of urgency to actually beating the boss.
That last screen there, I just want to clarify. When you play multiplayer on the same screen, it doesn't do that. That's just showing people playing in 4 different,
online
stuff. So,
So,
did you play this at all?
Yes, I did. I like it. I like how it has a lot of customization. I like how it has a mix of feels of different types of games. Of course, just like Aaron said, Metal Slug. I do feel that it has a little bit of a feel like Mega Man, in a way. And then you mix in a few other things.
Yeah,
It's got Super Metroid in there too, because of the whole giving you a map and then going back over the same areas.
And all the oh jeez, I just forgot what I was going to say.
It's because
all yeah.
He lost
my
his
brain
power.
went with my beard. All the bosses are. It's not randomized at all. It's all pattern based. So just like what Mike was saying about Mega Man, once you learn a pattern to a boss, it becomes exponentially easier to defeat. And
some people like that, some people don't. But I feel like for couch co-op, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has the same level of ability to play, and you don't want to piss off 2 or 3 of the people, then you don't want to come back. It's got to be something where if you're going to play co-op together, people can get fucking destroyed and drunk and be like, oh man, yeah, we can still play this game, and I don't feel like I want to shoot myself.
Yeah. And there's Triceratops.
And there's a giant Triceratops. I don't know. That guy in the upper right-hand corner certainly looks very Mega Man-like, doesn't he?
Yeah, totally.
He does.
Like Metal Man
Triceratops
or
Man?
Tricero Man.
He's wearing one of those new mankinis.
Oh, mankinis. Oh, Jesus.
The cock bag.
We're not talking about the cock bag. We're not even talking about the swings. Look that shit up, people. This is where it's going. You see us? We're going to be out of the beach with just our dicks in bags. That's basically it.
Right.
And you know what? If you ask for it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Now there's these little, have you heard about these little tampons you can put on your ass so when you fart it smells like mint?
I have. Yeah, they've had this for a while. They actually have little fans on the end, so when you put it in... I'm not kidding. You thought you were joking. No, I'm serious. This is real. They're about their size of the smaller Tampax things. They're about this big, and you can stick them in there, and they have a little plastic fan that gets wedged inside your sphincter, and when the air
We
goes
need to get
through,
some of those for the bar.
it has a small fan, and the fan goes, and then on the outside it smells like fucking spearmint.
So
We got in an argument last night because there's one bartender that works with us that thinks it's severely unprofessional to fart behind the bar.
Did you all start farting then as a result?
I've been farting behind the bar the whole time. Like, this is my fucking area, bitch. You come back here, you're going to pay the price. I don't care if I'm working with somebody or not.
Ladies, Moses is currently single.
That's right.
If you want to get in on some of that.
Just don't come behind the bar,
Marxist
ladies.
territory. He might fucking fart on you. So, but yeah, so this great game. I mean, I gotta get to. Oh, look at that! Hey, she's in this game too. There she is. She's up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. This.
Her titties would be flopping around if this was like a gift.
I bet you they do actually. I imagine they probably flop. But and what is that goo? See, when you see those kind of guns, that's where it starts to remind me a little bit of a person. Maybe I'll got a little bit of Contra in there
A
too.
little Contra spread shot. Type
Yeah,
shit.
like some various kinds. I remember Contra being the first game that I was like, "What does this thing do?" And you had like lasers and spread shots.
I like the flare.
37
Contra
pieces.
was the first game I got to experience cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because of the Konami code.
Konami code.
Yeah.
That was back in the day when you had to have fucking Nintendo Power telling you what to do.
Yeah, because you couldn't figure it out any other way. Because they're like, you got 3 continues. In order to figure out the boss on stage 8, if you don't use those 3 continues, you fucking die. So by the time you got there, you're like, I'm not starting the stage until I knew how to do it. Because it's a lot of time to restart it. You kids don't know the struggle, okay? Seriously.
In your fucking tutorial levels and direction. Fuck that.
UI pop-up nonsense. You see this face? He is not
Nobody
impressed.
told us where to get the wooden sword in Legend of Zelda. You had to find that shit yourself.
Did you not find it?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's that hard to find, but nobody told you needed to go in that door. It's not like there's a fucking sign that says, come get your sword right here.
I used to play through that game purposefully never getting the sword. Like after the first time. Did anybody else do that? Maybe you guys didn't play Zelda as much as I
I don't
did.
like Zelda.
Ocarina of Time, I did play through every level, all the way up to the point where you got the weapon, and then didn't beat the boss, so I could go and start the next dungeon. And then I'd go and I'd beat all the bosses back to back to back.
When I play I still like to do this. When I play the very first Zelda 1 for Nintendo, I will go around and find ways to get the candle first without ever getting the sword. So I'll run all the way in, because you can get, the one thing you can do is you can go in the first dungeon and you can get the boomerang. You don't even need a sword to do it, because you can just kind of get around things and pick up a key. So when I get the boomerang, I'll kill some of the keys, which are those bats, and I'll get a couple of coins, and then I'll go buy the fucking bombs and stuff and just make my way around it. It's fun. What is your girlfriend texting you? What are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Said something about a
So
dog. I want to make sure my dog
So that's what
okay.
happens.
Fucking.
It'd be better nowadays if we just
Your
didn't
dog's
have
fine.
cell phones.
He's healthy.
He ate a bunch of fried chicken this morning.
Rotary.
And puked 4
Super
times in the living
fine.
room.
Super
Take
fine.
like a minute to dial a number, and you have to actually remember phone numbers.
Are you talking about rotary phones? God damn it!
You fucking kids, man. You're pissing Mike off.
Jesus.
Damn, how many more times do I have to do this? It's kind of hurt my finger. Dial it wrong, you gotta start all over. Fuck.
You always...
Just gonna dial 0.
You hated all your friends that had too many
Operator?
9s in their number? God, I gotta wait for this wheel to go all the way back around again.
Operator, I was born without hands. Could you please dial for me? 555, fuck.
You remember? I guess the first person who ever came up with a dial tone must have been like, "Oh, why didn't we do this to begin with?" I don't know enough about the history of phones to know why we even had that. Like, where it had to tick a certain number of times for it to set off to do things.
You know, there's a reason why the keys are set up that way on the phone.
No,
You know, it's if you notice, it's upside down from one to like
right.
a keypad. But they took a vote like across America, and they had like 4 different ways of setting up the numbers on the phone. One of them actually was a circle, but it wasn't rotary. So people were used to the rotary, so they're like, "Oh, we'll just put them in a circle," because that's what people are used to.
Wonder what they did in Europe. Did we just do things first, and they were like, "Yeah, America did it. It's fine. We'll do it that way." That's super weird.
Maybe their phones are backwards over there. I don't know.
They drive backwards over there, those weirdos.
They don't drive backwards.
Fucking
They try to the other
redcoats.
side of the road. Everyone's just turning around like,
That's really only England.
all right, keep going.
Their cars don't go in forward.
Their
They
cars
don't go
don't
in
go
the forward.
forward.
Apparently their cars. Every person. They apparently don't sell a lot of automatics over there either. So every friend I've had that's come over from Europe and. They don't want to drive our cars because it drives itself. It's super weird. I'm not kidding. It's one of those
convenience. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I hate? I hate cruise control.
I really want to have to do this. My wife's like that. She loves manual. I don't fucking get it. I just want to get.
I
there.
do.
Put me in a
I
pod.
prefer manual to an automatic, but you know.
Yeah,
You need a car. You just get a car. It's not like.
I understand it if you're on a track. Like, if you want to take a car and really open it up and go somewhere where you can go, like 100 some on, and you want to feel like... But just driving like your fucking Honda Civic LX down the street,
Well, I
you're like...
never get to drive on a racetrack, so it's fun to kind of pretend I
should
am
go
when
out to
I'm on the
Bondurant.
freeway or whatever. I'm not taking my car. I fucking shit
No,
itself.
they give you cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we go out to Bondurant. I've done it a couple times. They have a thing where you can pay where you go, and it's not that bad. Where they put you in, and a stunt driver drives you around, and then you swap it. You fucking drive around, and they tell you how to drift. It's
I'm
super
in.
weird.
I'm in.
I mean, we could probably have 8-Bit Miata show you how to drift. Brian Young could probably do it.
I don't want to do it in his car. I feel bad if I wreck it. I'd rather pay somebody and have
Well,
it.
that and you're way too big to fit in his car. Ain't nobody drifting in his car with Brian.
True.
That is a tiny car, but it is a lot of fun to ride in.
I bet. I would probably throw up and then shit myself.
I just want to. I've never seen him actually start it. I want to watch him start his car.
Start it?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean with the
You got the
coin
coin
operated
Put a
thing?
quarter into the dashboard to start.
Does
the
he
car.
actually have to use a coin to start it, or is
Yeah.
it optional?
It's optional.
Oh, is it optional? I thought you actually had to do it.
I would think after a while maybe he has like an arcade button on the side that you can hit, 'cause that would be super
I need a
fun.
couple extra credits.
It's not filling the gas tank. I think that's what we got all this week, right? We
Yep.
got all covered. So thanks again for joining us. Probably in the next 20 minutes or half hour, we're gonna grab a game and jump on and try and do some co-ops. So stick around for that. And have a great week, guys. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.